Привет, Stalker. You're looking for a guide. Someone who can take you straight to the center of the zone. Haha, that will cost you. And before you ask, no, I will not work for duty. I have my standards. Although, I should warn you, there is no straight path through the zone. Everyone who enters thinks they know what they're looking for. Artifacts, answers, money, a miracle. But the zone has a strange habit, comrade. It rarely gives people what they think they want. I spent my childhood in this game, and aside from the occasional nightmare, the questionable decision to let a child wander through a radioactive wasteland full of mutants, and a slightly unhealthy distrust of abandoned buildings, it definitely left a mark. Stalker left a mark on me, because even when I was too young to understand what this game was trying to say, I understood that there was something different about it. It didn't feel like a normal game. It felt like a place. For anyone who has never stepped into the zone, Stalker is a series of survival games set inside the Chernobyl exclusion zone after a fictional second disaster changes the area forever. The zone is filled with strange anomalies, dangerous creatures, mysterious artifacts, and people willing to risk their lives to explore it. And you play as one of those people. A stalker. Someone who enters the zone looking for something. Maybe money, maybe answers, maybe something else entirely. When people describe Stalker, they usually use the same words. It's the atmosphere, the immersion, the realism. A world that doesn't care about you. And honestly, they're right. But those words only describe what the zone looks like. They don't really explain why people remember it. Because the strangest thing about the zone isn't that it's dangerous. Lots of games create dangerous worlds. It's not even that it feels realistic. Again, lots of games create believable worlds. The strange thing about the zone is that it feels like it means something. And interestingly enough, the zone is often at its most interesting when nothing is happening. You're walking through an empty field. There's no enemy, no quest marker, no big cinematic moment. It's just the wind, abandoned buildings, and the feeling that something happened here long before you arrived. Everything in the zone feels like it is pointing towards something. And I spent years trying to understand what that something was. Only to find out it was very simple, yet delicious. Pineapple on pizza. Some people apparently also add ranch. I don't judge. The zone has already broken so many laws of physics, one more won't make a difference. The thing is, the more time I spent in the zone, the more I felt like I was missing something. At first, I thought I was just here for the same reasons everyone else was. The atmosphere.
Есть что-то стоящее?
The exploration. The stories people tell around campfires.
Пить как охота. Квасу б сейчас холодного.
But eventually, you start noticing little things. The way people talk about the zone. The way they keep coming back to it. The way everyone seems to be searching for something even if they don't know what it is. And that is what I want to understand. Because I don't think the zone became legendary just because it was a dangerous place. I think it's because every person who enters it finds something different. One of the strangest things about entering the zone is that the game doesn't really tell you what kind of story you're in. Most games introduce you to a world with a problem already waiting for you. If there is a villain, there is a mission, a reason you were brought here. The world gives you a direction. But Stalker begins with almost the opposite. You arrive into a world you don't know, a message you don't understand, a place full of people who seem to know more about what is happening than you do. And somehow, they actually do. You can fire a single shot in the middle of an empty field. Nobody is around, no witnesses, and somehow, 5 seconds later, everyone in the zone knows. Maybe the real anomaly was the Stalker group chat all along, because apparently, bullets travel slower than rumors. The zone doesn't hand you an answer, it gives you a question. And that question changes depending on who you ask. For some people, the zone is a job, a dangerous place where you risk your life for money. For others, it's a mystery, something that needs to be studied. For others, it becomes something closer to a belief. The strange thing is that the zone never really tells anyone which one of these views is correct. It doesn't explain itself, it doesn't justify itself, it simply exists. And humans have always struggled with things that simply exist without giving us an explanation. We want meaning, we want a reason, we want to believe there is something waiting for us at the end. Maybe that's why the people keep going deeper into the zone. Not because the zone calls to them, but because they cannot stop asking what it means. And this is where the zone becomes more than just a setting to me. It becomes a mirror, a reflection of the person looking at it. Because the most dangerous thing about the zone might not be what is hidden inside it. It might be what people bring with them when they enter. Of course, a long journey through the zone requires supplies, and that is why there is pineapple pizza with pseudo-giant meat. Before anyone complains, you cannot say a thing, because there are no Italians in the zone. This territory is unclaimed. Your laws do not apply here. But here's the strange thing. The zone did not begin with the games. Before the artifacts, the mutants, the guns, there was another zone. The one created in Arkady and Boris Strugatsky's novel, Roadside Picnic, and later reimagined by Andrei Tarkovsky in the film Stalker. In those stories, the zone is not interesting because of monsters. It is interesting because humanity encounters something it cannot understand. In Tarkovsky's Stalker, people enter the zone because they believe they know what they want. The writer wants inspiration. The professor wants knowledge. The Stalker wants to believe he is helping people by guiding them through the zone. But at the end of the journey, there is a question, a terrifying one. What if the thing you truly want is not the thing you think you want? And that idea survived when the zone entered video games, because Stalker is not really about discovering the zone, it's about discovering what kind of person you become inside it. The zone does not simply test people, it reveals them. Two people can stand in the exact same place, see the exact same phenomenon, and walk away with completely different meanings. A scientist sees a question, a soldier sees a threat, a treasure hunter sees opportunity, a believer sees something sacred. The zone itself does not change. The person looking at it does. And maybe that is why people keep returning, because the zone promises something. Answers, power, knowledge, wealth, meaning. But maybe the most dangerous thing about the zone is not what is waiting inside. Maybe it is what it reveals about the people who enter. No, ladno, Stalker. Before we go any deeper, I should give you one last chance. You can still turn around. Go back. Forget about the zone. Find somewhere safer. But if you still want to enter, I'll be here. Bring your bolts, bring your supplies, and bring your questions. And one last thing. Do not trust the path. The zone rarely takes you where you think you are going. And remember, there is no straight path through the zone.